Welcome to this edition of Silver Sneakers Boom Muscle. Sometimes, if you're like me and you like to exercise regularly and generally try and do a pretty good workout 6 or 7 days a week, occasionally your body is going to tell you that you need a break. So the concept of recovery and rest is becoming quite popular in the fitness industry. When to decide to do that, you can schedule days when you avoid doing intense activity, or you can keep going until you get a sense that your body's telling you you need to take a day off. Often, just laying around in bed is probably not the best way to take a day off. I recommend that you continue to do some activity. One thing I like to do is some aerobic activity in a zone 2. Zone 2 is a level of exertion where you could hold a conversation. Let's say you're walking with somebody and you can talk without feeling particularly short of breath. Your heart rate is elevated somewhat, maybe about 50 to 60% of your maximal heart rate, but not to the point where you're breathing significantly faster, unable to complete full sentences. A nice walk, sitting on a stationary bicycle and monitoring your heart rate. Now for me, at age 70, I like to keep my heart rate below 105 to stay in this zone 2. Other things you can do on a day off is to work on fascia conditioning and release. The fascia are the tissues that surround the muscles, they're connective tissues between muscle and joint. They have a tendency to get tight and scarred down, which can limit your range of motion and the action of your muscles. So one way to release the fascia is to do foam rolling. There's different types of foam rollers. There's one like this, which has little bumps, and these concentrate the force on particularly small areas in the muscles where you might have some scar tissue. They have smooth foam rollers, and these can be very hard to sort of medium to quite soft. If you're just starting out with this, and particularly in your senior years, you probably built up a lot of scarring in that fascia. So starting off with a soft foam roller is probably the best way to go. I like to do foam rolling as part of my warm-up for a routine exercise. I recommend doing this once or twice a week, certainly not on an everyday basis, as I found that every day can actually weaken some of the connective tissue. So starting with my calves, I can do both legs at once. If I want to increase the pressure, I can put one leg on top of the other, do one calf at a time. So you can roll back and forth like this. When you find a sore spot, kind of leave it there, rock side to side. So you're releasing the fascia both in a linear motion and a side to side motion. It's good to do both. With time, you'll find that if you do this regularly, you start having less discomfort with your foam rolling. And I think what's going on is you're breaking down some of the scar tissue in the fascia and sometimes even in the muscles. If it gets too easy, you can switch to that little bumpy foam roller. This can be quite good at really focusing on those areas of scar tissue that are the most uncomfortable.
This one also has these more flat areas, which is like the other foam roller. This one is extremely hard, so more advanced. Switch legs, put the other leg on top for more pressure. You can progress up to the quads, the hamstrings on this one. And foam roll out your back. So getting onto the foam roller can be a bit of a challenge. Usually try and sit on it first. And while I'm here, if I cross one leg over, lean to the side, you're going to roll out the fascia in your gluteal area. Again, side to side, front to back, and switch to the other side. Then I'll slide forward to do my lower back. And move to side to side. Come down further to get the upper back. It's one of these discomforts you could describe as it hurts so good. Once you get the scar tissue rolled out, it improves this range of motion and makes other activity less uncomfortable. Then you can roll onto your stomach, do the chest. To do an arm, you want to put the foam roller sort of concentrated over on your upper chest. And you can get a good stretch in your shoulder doing this as well. And I slide down to my quads at this point, putting the center, the end of the foam roller right at the center of my body, and do one leg at a time. And rotate to the side, and switch to the other side. Another region of the body I like to work on is the arch of my feet. Most foam rollers are really too big for that, so a small hard ball like a lacrosse ball or even a very small kettlebell will be round, and you can roll out your foot on those. Another apparatus I like to use for rest and recovery is a Bosu ball. So it's a half dome. It's somewhat squishy. You can just work a little bit on the muscles in your lower body. Not really doing a full squat, just a little bit of tension in the legs, getting some range of motion in the ankle. You can
attempt to stand on the ball. And as you stand here, to maintain your balance, you want to engage your core. Just do gentle marching. And as you lose balance, just step down. Just little partial squats. If you just hold in a partial squat position, you'll find that you get lots of little muscle tension, maintaining your balance. And you can circle your knees around and around the other direction. I like to flip the ball over. It's the same concept with my upper body and core. Just lay it down. Change the angle on this. And essentially just hold a plank. Again, rocking back and forth, forward and backward. Just warming up the tissues for our next section, which will be a little more challenging.